I would say my favorite memory kind of goes back to my childhood. Alex and I grew up together for most of our childhood. I would say we were pretty close friends. And as life would have it, our families moved, went separate directions. And for, I guess, well over a decade, didn't really talk until about a year and a half ago. I was on social media, and some way, somehow, God knew it, and I was pushed a video, a notification of Alex, and I was like, is that Alex? And saw that he was a preacher, and I was like, all right, I see you, Alex. I was very intrigued, and I was excited to watch this video, and I was like, what is he up to? So I played this video, and I found myself just really connected, and I felt God was like deeply talking to me. So I went down the rabbit hole, went all the way back to the beginning of the very first videos, and I started binge watching. I wanted to go. I went home and talked to my wife. I was like, listen, Alex is awesome. I found him on the internet, and I want to go to X Church, and I want to see what it's about.
And I said no.
That's true. It's true. She put up a fight, but God prevails. He was like, no, you're going.
I would say my favorite memory, quite honestly, is being able to watch my son be baptized. To be able to proclaim to everybody his belief in Jesus through baptism. That was fun. And it was cold too, so that was memorable as well. but that was a neat experience.
My favorite memory was recently we at the One Heart picnic. We face painted. It was really fun. The kids were really fun, and they were coming up with some pretty wild ideas. And up to that point, I hadn't really spent any time with Vanna or Morgan, and Vanna was like the middleman, just passing things back and forth, and then she did great. And Morgan was really funny, super high energy, and did really good at face painting also. And so, yeah, it was really fun, and I left feeling like spiritually full, if that makes sense. It was, I'd never done anything like that, especially like for kids. So, I don't know, I just felt really good after it, and yeah.
When I was younger, I got baptized, but I really felt like that was only for like my purpose and the purpose of the way it looked to others. But I knew it wasn't, my heart wasn't in the place that it should have been. And talked to Alex about that, and next thing you know, not too long after, my childhood friend turned best friend to, I would call you my brother now, and was able to baptize me. And not even that, I got to experience that with my wife being baptized for the first time, and just that memory will forever be my best memory I'll ever have at X Church. Having that personal connection, it was just something that only X Church could give me.
A lot of the time I felt really lost when I was younger, and then like leading into even this, like we went to that other church together for years, and I never actually got to get involved or anything like that. And so it's been, I'm gonna end up crying, sorry. It's just been nice to like, God has been able to actually use me here. So thank you.
All these things that I feel like you guys will probably talk about and experience, and every one of us experiences, like, all brought us to here. And I really feel like this is where everything was supposed to culminate and come to. And thank you for all you guys have done. All you guys, including me, like, being able to have a home.
The thing that I've learned the most is so often in my life when people say, how are you? I mean, generally I say, oh, fine, how are you? But a lot of times I've thought I've said it in Christian settings because generally, or at least I've convinced myself, people don't really care. They just want to say I'm fine and move on, but not at X Church. When someone here says, how are you? I have learned that the people here honestly are asking me, how are you? And they want to really know, they really care how I am. And so to me, that has been one of the most, freeing thing, to be a part of a group of people that see me for who I am and actually care about me. Like, I don't have to, like Casting Crowns, put on a stained glass masquerade, that it's authentic here, who you are. And that is one of my favorite parts of being a part of this body. So
I think one of the big things that I've learned is it's not easy. Nothing about it is easy, and you just got to listen to him and do the work, and you will see the benefits of following Jesus.
Something that we've been learning, I think, since day one is you can't do it by yourself. When I say day one, like, I feel like immediately when we started coming to X Church, it was like, you need to make friends, and we were like, ooh.
Yeah.
But I feel like personally I had this like little voice in the back of my head of God, obviously, just being like, make yourself available and like let me show you what I can do through that. And it was something that we were
like, it was a constant like knock on, like constantly knocking, like, hey, if you're just sitting at home not doing anything, like I can't utilize that. Like, I can't use you for what I want you to do.
And I can't work in your life. I kind of brought that to Evan because it was something that it was like, yep, yeah, God, I hear you, I get it, but I'm just gonna keep that on the back burner still. And so I brought it up to Evan and we talked about it. We had a really good conversation about it, actually, and we got on the same page. And we were like, we need to make ourselves available. So we need to talk to people. I know that's a small thing, but like, you gotta talk to people to make friends. And it takes intentionality, and that's really hard. So that's been something that we've been putting at the top of our priority list, and it's been really good, actually. It's like really, I think it's even helping our marriage. That one conversation opened up like other conversations that we weren't having up with the Bible, because it's intimidating to even talk to each other about our faith and like what we're thinking and feeling. And so like by having that conversation, it was like, oh, we can have these conversations, and it feels good.
Just went,
yeah, and I feel like we're like seeing this like glimpse of like the world that God wants us to see, and he's like, finally.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, finally. And sorry about that, God, but we're here now.
Yeah.
It's been really good for us. And so, yes, thank you, X Church, and thank you for everyone who's a part of X Church for understanding that principle and encouraging us in it.
Yeah, teaching us.
And because it's working. Genuinely, I do feel like there's a lot of love to be extended at X Church, but all you gotta do is show up to experience that.
Cut.